Hi guys, I'm Ashley with Posh Crochet Patterns. So this is going to be the new 4th of July crochet pattern I got for you all with this little star, and I added the fringes so it looks festive or kind of like a shooting star. And it's a cup cozy that you put onto your thermoses. And actually it's quite small, so it might fit on Coke cans as well. So I got this glitter ribbon here from Walmart, and I thought that would look really neat. So I'm thinking about super gluing that on. So hopefully that works out. So this is what it looks like. Let's turn the light on for y'all. There you go. Look how pretty that is. And this star, it's my cute little star pattern I made. Like, look how cute that is. So all we have to do is make the star and the cup cozy. So this is the cup cozy. And then these little fringes, that was my leftover yarn from cutting my yarn ends off the blue and the red. So I thought, hey, why not, see if this looks right, see if it looks good. So I put it on there and I like it. I think it looks really cool and festive. So, and hopefully I can glue this onto here all the way around the middle. I think that would look really, really cute. And then glue the star on. So how cool, right? So hopefully this turns out super, super great for us. I'm using Peaches and Cream cotton yarns. So I'm using the Peaches and Cream original and the red and the white and the blue. So yeah, go USA. So yeah, and we will be using, where's my crochet hook at? Oh darn, what'd I do with it? I done set it somewhere. It's a 4mm hook. What did I do with it? Oh, here it is. Here we go. And my blue 4mm hook. Yep. And of course we'll need scissors. We don't need a yarn needle at all. And you can either sew on your star or glue it on, however you want to do it. And if you want to get this pretty glitter ribbon, I got it for a few bucks at Walmart. I actually got all of this at Walmart. Walmart sells the Peaches and Cream. So like this is $1.99 for these small skeins. And then this super large cone is a $9.98 or something like that. And the ribbon, I think, is like $2 something, I think. So yeah. And then also got this E6000 Plus from Walmart. I think this was about $5 though for the Plus. And this Loctite, I think. Oh yeah, I got this from Walmart too for a couple bucks. So I didn't know which glue would be best for this fabric, so we'll try it out and we'll see what works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off teaching you how to make this really easy star. It's just a few rows, nothing fancy, pretty easy. We'll work in the round. And then, let's see, I believe it's right here. We'll just chain up just a few chains and work single crochet, double crochet, treble. And then we'll slip stitch and repeat the same thing. Pretty easy. And then our cup cozy is worked in all single crochets. Super easy, super fun. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so here's the star. Let's see. All of this is, let's see. This is looks like a little over 3.5 inches tall, which is the perfect size. And it's about 4.5 inches wide when folded in half. And the star here is almost 3.5 inches tall. So it fits perfectly. I kind of like it like this with the little fringes hanging down. And it's all cotton yarn, peaches and cream. So I'm going to use the white. And excuse me, I got allergies. I live in the country, so so let's see here. We're gonna make a magic ring. I'm gonna insert my hook into that loop. Just gonna grab it and pull it through. And I'm gonna chain one, making single crochets. So we're going to make 5 single crochets in this ring. Okay, I made 3 so far. I'm going to pull this loop out. A yarn in. I'm going to pull that out. And then I'm just going to work around this ring right here. So I got 2 more single crochets. 1 and 2, total of 5. And then I'm going to close it. So right here is that first single crochet. Sometimes with this cotton yarn, it's a little hard to get into that when you're working in the round. Just kind of gotta pull it apart. And then we're gonna slip stitch. Then we're gonna pull that tight. That loop, it looks like a regular chain. Just make sure you recount your stitches so you don't crochet into that slip stitch loop. But for row 2, we will chain 1 and we will make 2 single crochets in that same chain. So we're going to pop our hook in there and grab it. 1 and 2. And then we are going to make 2 single crochets in each chain. So we'll have 10. I have a total of 10 single crochets in the ring. Here's the last single crochet, or the last chain. So 2 single crochets in that chain. And then see, we got that loop there. It looks like a chain, but it's not. So if you recount, yeah, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And that's what we want. We only want 10. We want to double up on this row. So I'm just going to go over here to this first single crochet, and I'm going to slip stitch, and I'm just going to pull it tight. Let's see, I'm trying to, there we go. Okay. Oh, sorry, I got some of my nail polish on my finger. I'm not bleeding. It's nail polish. So we slip stitched and made that tight. So we got 10 single crochets around. So we're going to chain 1, and we're going to repeat this. So we're going to double up again. So we have 10 single crochets. We want 20 for our star. So I'm going to squeeze in that same chain there I slip stitched into. I'm going to make 2 single crochets. And then each chain, we're going to make 2 single crochets. That way we'll have 20 single crochets. So for my star pattern, we need 20. And don't worry about all that. Well, that'll close. We'll close that in just a little bit. Yep, so we're just going into each chain and making 2 single crochets. Okay, so let's go back and count. It's got 2, 4, 6, 8, well, actually, yeah, 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Okay, so we are supposed to, okay, so there's my slip stitch join. So this is the chain. So that's why we should always go back and count to make sure we got exactly the stitch count we need. It's really important with crochet. There we go. So now we got 20. So we're going to go into that first single crochet. We're going to slip stitch and we're going to try to pull that tight. It's good that slip stitch pulled tight. Okay, so now if you want, you can go ahead and pull your magic ring tighter. So for the star points, we're going to begin on this row here. So we are on our 4th row now. And we are going to make a single crochet, and then we are going to chain 5. Okay, so let's chain 1. We're going to go into that same chain. We're going to make a single crochet. Now we will chain 5. In the second chain, we're going to go into that second chain and we're going to make 1 single crochet. In this next chain here, we're going to make another single crochet. This next chain here, we're going to yarn over and make a double crochet. We're going to wrap the yarn around our hook twice for a treble. So we're going to go into this next chain. We're going to make a treble. We're going to wrap the yarn around our hook twice. And now we have that single crochet. So we are going to go in through that single crochet. I'm trying to get the 2 loops trying to get in between. May have made that single crochet too tight. So just remember that. Don't make that single crochet too tight. There we go. I wanted to get in between those 2 front loops of that single crochet. I'll just complete that treble. It's easier on the other ones. It's always just harder on that first initial point. So now we are going to skip 3 chains. So 1, 2, 3. So we skip that, and that 4th chain, we're going to make a single crochet. And then we will repeat. So we will chain 5. In that second chain, make 1 single crochet. In the next chain, make 1 single crochet. Oops. Trying to get more yarn slack here. In that next chain, we will make a double crochet. In that next chain, we'll wrap our yarn around our hook twice and go into that chain and make a treble. And then we have our single crochet here. We're going to make one treble in that single crochet. And we'll count 1, 2, 3, and in that fourth chain, make one single crochet, and then chain 5, in that second chain, make one single crochet, in that next chain, make one single crochet, in the next chain, we'll make one double crochet, in that next chain, we're going to make one treble, in that single crochet, we're going to make a treble, I'm going to skip 3 chains, and in that fourth chain, make a single crochet. So see, that's all we're doing. That easy. So we're just going to chain 5 and keep repeating the star point. So I'm on my last star point here. So we skip the last 3 chains, and we are just going to slip stitch into that first single crochet of the row. And I pull and tighten that down, and then there is our star. Hope y'all can see that really good. There we go. Sorry, everything I'm right here, it's all white, so, but there you go. That way you can see it better. Okay, so now all we need to do is cut our yarn. And usually I'll pull that through that last loop to bind off, but for this I don't want to do that. I'm just going to pull that out and then just pull that down. So now we need to do is weave in our yarn ends in the back of our work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to use a smaller hook. This is what I like to do. I like to grab a smaller hook and then weave in my yarn ends in the back. Oh, sorry about that. That was my phone. There we go. We just need it in the back, so when we sew or glue it on, it'll be hidden. And let's see, I just need to, for this magic ring, I just want to make sure that it's good and tight. So I'm just going to weave it in a couple of stitches, and that's it. No big deal. Nothing dramatic. And then, like I said, these, this red and blue, these are my yarn ends from making this. So our star is done. Look how pretty and nice. So we'll put that to the side. And then now we're going to start off at the bottom here with the red. So I want to do red, white, and blue sequence. So we're going to start off making our chains, and then we will slip stitch into the first chain to work in the round. It's really easy. I'll show you exactly how to do it so that you always get it right. So don't worry. And then we'll work in the round for a few rows, and we'll change colors to white, and then we'll do that and change color to blue. Really, really easy, I promise. So go ahead and grab your red, and then we'll get started. Oh, before I begin this cup sleeve, I wanted to show you all. I made this last night. I'm not sure if you all would like it as a tutorial or not, but I started off making a coaster for the red, white, and blue, and then I decided to do half of the edge in blue, red, and white, you know, for the red, white, and blue. And then I added these little fringes, and I cut them short. I tried to cut them kind of like at an angle, like a zigzag angle, but it didn't work out well. So I decided to just cut it like that. And I made a blue star, just like this one, and then hung it. So I thought that would be a cute little like door hanger for like my front door, or maybe outside, or on the wall, just something festive for Independence Day. So I wasn't sure if you all would like me to teach you all how to make it. I know it's not the cutest wall decor or door hanger decor. But just let me know in the comments, below the video, if you all like it and if you all would like to learn how to make it or not. So yeah, just let me know. If you all want to see a video on that. If someone does, then I will make it. So, to get back to the coffee sleeve, let's see. So, this is it's close to 4.5 by, it looks like a little over 3.5. And it will be very, very snug on the cup, but it will fit. It will stretch and fit. It's a perfect size. It really is. Absolutely perfect. So we just need to get our yarn. So I'm going to start off with the red. Zoom in a little bit. And we're still using the same size hook. We're going to make a slip knot. And we will chain 37. So what we will do after you make your 37, just take your finger along the top of the chain and just turn it. And we're going to insert our hook right there under that top loop of that first chain. And we're going to grab our working strand. We're just going to slip stitch it. We will chain 1. In that same chain, we will make 1 single crochet. And then in each chain, and I'm going under the top loop here. Making 1 single crochet in each chain right under that top loop. And by slip stitching in the first chain like that, you're working in the round, the ring will be perfect. Yeah, so I'm just gonna keep making one single crochet in each chain all the way around. You'll have 37 single crochets. Just continue to do that all the way around, and I will meet you back at the end. So we're at the end. It's a perfect loop. I have one single crochet left. Now I'm going to slip stitch. You can see this was the slip stitch join, and that's that chain one. So I'm going to go into this chain right here. Go under that chain right there, and I'm going to slip stitch join. And I'm going to pull it tight so that slip stitch is real tight. That way it's an invisible join, and also that way I don't mistake it for a chain. So we're going to be using the red color for the next 2 rows. So we will chain 1, and that same chain, we're going to make 1 single crochet. Then we're going to make 1 single crochet in each chain all the way around. And it's very easy cup sleeve. We're just making all single crochets for this entire cup sleeve. It's just we'll be changing the colors from red to white and from white to blue. And if you would like to follow my color pattern, then I will let you know when to change color and how to change color. So this is row 2. We're just making 1 single crochet in each chain. So I will meet you back at the very end of row 2. So here we are. I'm at the last chain of row 2. Just going to make my single crochet. And then in this first chain of the chain of the first single crochet, I'm just going to go into that. And slip stitch and tighten. This is the last row. Row 3 will be the last row for the red. And then row 4, we will change color to white. So we're on row 3. So we will chain 1, and that same chain, we will make 1 single crochet. Then we will just continue with 1 single crochet in each chain all the way around. And then for the next row, we will change the color to white. if you want to stick with the color pattern I created. And I thought about making the red, the white, and the blue all equal sizes. But then I got to thinking, so I made the star first, and then I made the sleeve. And I thought, I don't know, I just thought that it would look better if I just did a few rows of red, more of the white, and then a little bit of the blue. I really like it. And then these are the yarn ends that I used when I change color. I'll clip it, and then I'll end up trimming it off at the end before I'll show you. So I'll clip it, and then I'll still have some hanging off. And then at the very end, when I'm completely done and I'm weaving in my yarn ends, then I clipped it, and then that left over was this. And I thought, oh, I think that'd be cute to just have that, kind of like a shooting star, or just something, I don't know, a little festive. I think it gives it a nice touch. So yeah. So for row 3, just continue with the red. And I will meet you back at the end, and I will show you how to change the color to white. Oh, I wanted to tell you, if you did want to change the color sequence, there is, let's see. So we have a total of 15 rows. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So there's a total of 15 rows. So that way you know if you want to make this exact size, and if you wanted to change the color sequence, then you could figure that out on how many rows of red, how many rows of white, and how many rows of blue. All right, now I'm on my last single crochet for row 3. I'm going to make that single crochet. I'm going to go into that chain there to slip stitch, because that is the first, that's the chain for the first single crochet. So I'm going to go into slip stitch. I'm pretty sure this is how I did it. And then I pinch the white yarn in like this, and I just hold it just like this with my fingers. I grab it and I pull it through, okay? And I grab this red and I pull that, and that tightens that down. And then I chain 1, and I just take my red and my white and fold it over. I'm going to go into that same chain. I'm going to make 1 single crochet. And then I'm going to go into this next chain here. And I'm just going to crochet over those yarn ends. Don't cut the red yet. So we're just going to keep crocheting over that red and white The white's almost done. Just going into that chain, holding that down with my thumb. The magic with crochet is in this thumb and this finger. Because you're holding it like this, but the magic is here. And the white's done. I'm just going to keep going over this red just for a little while longer. That red's on there pretty good. I'm just trying to make sure none of this falls apart. You know, because joining like that, when you change colors, it isn't a real strong join, you know, because you're not knotting it, you're not tying it, you're not sewing it. So if you do not want this to come apart like ever, then I would definitely suggest crocheting over that end for a good while. So I've crocheted over that red yarn end for a good while. I'm going to cut it, but I'm going to cut this long, okay? I'm going to cut a long yarn tail. And it'll just hang there. It's no big deal. Now I'm not going to keep crocheting over that red tail because I'm going to weave that in on the inside. That way it definitely doesn't come apart. So I'm just going to keep crocheting with the white. I'm going to slip stitch join like I did before in that first single crochet. Pull that tight, and then I'm just going to chain one, same chain. We will always make that single crochet, and then just keep making single crochets. It's looking great so far. Okay. Now, you will want, so let's see, we just started, this was row 5 right here. This is row 5. So you will keep going with the white until row 11. Yep. So keep going with the white until you complete 11 rows. and I will meet you back then to show you again how to change color to blue. All right, so I am at the end of row 11. I'm going to make my last single crochet. I'm going to slip stitch. Let's see, chain 1, or actually, trying to remember if let's see, so I made my last single crochet. Oh, that's how I did it. You take the blue, pull on the white, chain 1, go into that same chain, but I want to put the yarn ends in front here. Yarn over, complete the single crochet. And single crochet over the yarn ends. And then we will do 4 rows of the blue. And then we will be finished with making the body of the sleeve. So you will just keep doing what I taught you for a total of 4 rows with the blue. And then I will meet you back at the end and we will finish up our patriotic and 4th of July Independence Day cup sleeve. So I finished my last row. I've already slip stitched. I am going to clip my yarn. And we're just going to grab this yarn tail and pull it through. And then we'll pull it and tighten that to bind that off. Now I'm going to use a smaller hook to weave in my yarn ends on the inside. So this is the inside of my work. Just going to insert the smaller hook and get it in there and grab it and pull it through. And you just do this a couple times, you know. You don't have to do it a lot. It's all tight, so that'll work fine. Just clip it down. I might save that one for the star. Yeah, that's right. I saved the blue and the red. I might even add the white in there. So let's see. Need to weave in this white here. Just going to use that smaller hook. It just works better for me when I'm weaving in my yarn ends when I use a smaller hook. Just do that 3 or 4 times. Clip that down. Save that. And then let's see, I got the red ones here. Let's see. Looks like this one I crocheted over. So let's see, I can go ahead and clip it now, or I can weave it in a little bit. And then there's where I began. And there's the cup sleeve. Okay, so let's grab our star. So we got red, white, and blue. All right, so I'm just going to go into the corner. Try to pull this through. I want these to be even as possible. So there's too many to pull in all at the same time through this loop. So I'm just going to grab half of those. Just pull them through that loop. And then grab those. And pull it through that loop. And then we'll just clip those as short as you want them. So you decide how you want your yarn ends clipped. So I think I'm going to clip mine about here at an angle. Like that. I like that very much. So there we go. So you can either just go ahead and glue this on, or you can add this glitter ribbon. Got this at Walmart for a couple bucks. And I don't have like that super glue that as soon as you put it on, it dries instantly. I don't have that. I have the E6000 Plus and this Loctite super glue. I know the E6000 takes a very long time to dry completely, but it dries like cement. So I'm not sure if I want to use that. I think I'm going to try just some Loctite super glue. So I'm going to start here in the back. I know I can't hardly see the slip stitch joins, but it's right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue it like every so often, and I want to glue it around in the middle, or it might be cute to glue it around the edges, or right here, like to cover up where the red joins with the white and where the white joins with the blue. That would look really, really good. But I'm just going to stick with something simple. Just do it one time all the way around right here. So I'm just going to put a dab right there. Maybe a dab right there. Oops. Oh, I don't want it going through the fabric. Oops. Yeah, be careful squeezing it because it'll squeeze through the yarn. I'll strand across. Let me put it right there. Whoa, is like gushing out onto here. Goodness gracious. I do not want to get it on my fingers. I do not want to get it on my fingers. This is actual, this is the liquid super glue. I didn't realize this was the liquid, like fast dry super glue. I thought this was more of an adhesive, but that's fine because, I mean, I'd rather use this kind because it's so quick, you know, and that's good for the video. I just don't want to get it on my hand or okay, good. I stayed on the same row. I was a little worried that I got off track. Oh, this is going to look good. So I'm just doing this like every 4 rows. There we go. Yay. Oh yeah, the star, the star. All right, I want the star. Somewhere right here. All right, star. Let's see if I can just kind of get you. Oh, I like it. Look at that. Hold on. I gotta zoom out some. Look at that. Tell me that isn't like an awesome 4th of July cup cozy. Wow. Like that looks great. I really like the ribbon. I do. I really like the ribbon. That is nice. Look at that. Wow. And this one, I figure this one, I'll just do it without the ribbon. That way I got something that's just a little different. And this one just has the blue and red. But this one has the blue, red, and white. I like that. I like the blue, red, and white. And the ribbon. So yeah. I hope y'all really liked this video. I really liked making this. Like, man, talk about going to a party. And everybody's going to want one of these. You're going to say, where'd you get that? Where'd you buy that from? They're going to be like, I made this. Like, what? Yeah, this is going to look awesome. Man. I mean, that looks great. That looks super good. All right, y'all. I'm so glad that I made this, and I'm so glad you all get to make it too. I had a lot of fun this video. I will see you all soon. Let me know in the comments if I should make the tutorial for that that door hanger I showed earlier. I wasn't sure if anybody would like it. So I will see you all soon. The next video will be that lime slice with the washcloth with the lime slice. That's a really, really great pattern. It actually doesn't take too long to whip that up. You can get it done in half a day. And so I will see you all soon for that video. Thank you all. Bye-bye. Oh, have a happy 4th of July. Be safe. Bye-bye.